Now I want to grab 2 blocks for this. Place them at the front of the mat on the side. And we are going to start with our breath work to get the body ready for the moving part, the asana part of the practice. Find a comfortable position. If you're struggling to have the legs straight, you can put a pillow, place the blocks actually underneath the knees. Making space in the chest, so lowering the shoulders away from the ears. And we're going to place the right hand onto the belly and the left hand onto the chest here. When you're ready, close your eyes and start bringing your awareness to the breath. I'm going to breathe in and out through the nose. Not changing the breath just yet. Observing the quality of the breath. Are you sending the breath into the right hand, so onto the belly or onto the chest? And on the next inhale, start making the breath a little bit more intentional. Sending the breath into the right hand and onto the left hand. So trying to use the full capacity of the lungs here, exhaling fully. Squeezing the rib cage and the belly button towards the spine. And again, we start again, deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Every time, try and inhale a little bit more. We're going to do 2 more breaths here. Last one. Now relax the breath once more. We're still going to keep a long breath, but making it a little bit more natural, a little bit more effortless. Bringing one knee at a time to the chest. Wrap your arms around the knees. And then see if you want to bring a little bit of movement here by swaying from side to side. I like to have my knees to my armpits. Or you can keep the knees closer together, whatever feels good. Maybe you want to move them from side to side. Try and move intuitively here. Lovely. Keep hold of your left knee. We're going to extend the right leg onto the mat and create tension on that leg. So we're going to point or flex the toes and squeeze the glutes. So we're using all those muscles here. Now squeeze the left knee to the armpit even more. And then we start making circle with that knee, full range of motion to one direction. So take your time here. Don't just go through the motion when you're doing movements. You really want to feel the connection, the mind-muscle connection. Then we change direction. Let's bring the knee back to the chest. Squeeze the knee, flex the foot, and then we're going to extend the leg towards the sky here. Now you've got the option to grab a strap or belt and hook the foot onto the belt to pull. Or you can interlace your fingers behind the thigh or behind the calf. Avoid the knee joint because you don't want to bend the knee, so you want to push away from the body with the knee. So if you're pulling behind it, it's counterproductive. Now, if you're very flexible, you can also grab the foot. I'm going to take 5 more breaths here. Again, still creating tension on the right leg. And coming back to our long breaths. Lovely. Bend the left knee, bend the right knee too, and place the right foot onto the mat. We're coming into a figure of 4 here. Left ankle onto the right thigh, and you're pushing the left knee away from you. Now you've got the option to stay here if you want to go a little bit deeper. We interlace our 4 fingers underneath the right thigh and pulling the right thigh towards you. Now with the left elbow, you're going to push the left thigh away from you. And here, I like to sway from side to side a little bit to ease into it. But again, you can hold it still, whatever feels best for you. Keep that left foot flexed as well. Lovely, both knees to the chest. Wrap your arms around the knees. You should feel a difference here between the left and the right side. And then we're going to extend the left leg, point the toes, create tension, squeeze the right knee to the right armpit. And big circle, we're using the full range of motion of the hip socket. Imagine you're trying to paint a big 0 with the right knee. Change direction. Bring the knee back to the chest, squeeze the knee, flex the foot, extend the leg towards the sky. And again, option to grab the strap, splitting both legs away from each other. Last breath here. Lovely. Bend the knee, bend the left knee as well. Place your right ankle onto the left thigh. Figure of 4. Option to stay here. You can take the bind and pull the legs towards you. Using the right elbow this time to push the right knee away from you. Flex the right foot. Lovely. Release both knees to the chest. Wrap your arms around. And then we're going to make our way into tabletop. You can roll forwards and back, or you can just transition onto tabletop when you're ready. Coming back to the middle of the mat. Hands underneath the shoulders, hips over the knees. Let's spread our fingers wide here and grip the mat with the hands. This is going to help you protect the wrist. It's called hasta bandhas, your hand locks. And we're going for some cat-cow just to wake up the spine a little bit, the back muscles, etc., the core. On the inhale, sink the belly in, look up. Exhale around the spine, tuck your chin to the chest, squeeze the glute to tuck the sit bones under. Inhale, sink the belly in, look up, lengthen the hamstrings here. The sit bones are going up towards the sky. Exhale around the spine. Let's do 3 more. In your own time, inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, release. And use those easy, let's say, asana to control the breath. So when you get into more difficult flow and things like this, you've practiced the breath and it's easier to keep that long breath. It's a lot of practice with the breath, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. A bit like everything else, isn't it? Lovely. We're going to come into a downward facing dog. Push the hips towards the sky, back of the knees towards the sky. And then start pedaling the legs from side to side. Lovely. On the next inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. We're going to take 10 breaths here. Again, think about splitting the hips away from each other. So the left heel is going down towards the mat. And with the right glute, we squeeze the right leg as high as you can. Nice. On the exhale, knee to the chest. Step in between your hand and drop the left knee down. That's where you can use your blocks if you'd like. I like to elevate the chest so I can really focus on pushing the hips forward. I'm going to take 10 breaths here. The goal here is to open the hips. So I want you to roll the shoulders back, squeeze the glutes, and then try and come up. So come straight, sorry, with the chest. One more breath here. Nice. From here, extend the right leg, flex the foot for a half split. With this one, I want you to think about lengthening the hamstring. So I don't mind about the chest being a little bit higher and the back being straight. And this is going to help you lengthen the hamstring and push the sit bones up towards the sky. If we're trying to round the back here, what happens is the tailbone tucked under and we're shortening the hamstrings. So you're going to feel less in the right back of the right leg, and it's just going to go in your lower back. So think about pushing the sit bones up and opening the chest. Lovely. Bend the front knee, release, remove the blocks, and then step back into plank. Inhale here. On the exhale, drop the knees, release the toes. Sit back onto your heels for child's pose. Move the hips from side to side. Massaging the lower back. Lovely. When you're ready, make your way back into your downward facing dog. And we breathe. On the next inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog, 5 breaths here. Again, right heel stays low. And then we're going to squeeze the left glute and point the toes as high as you can. Lovely, step it through. Drop the right knee down. And let's use the blocks here to elevate the chest, if you want. 10 breaths here. Try not to get too attached when you're stretching of where you are in space. There's a lot of variable. Maybe you're tired today, maybe you've done more exercise yesterday, you've got DOMS. Also, if you're a woman, your cycle varies how flexible you are, so throughout the month. So maybe last week you were okay to do the split, this week is a little bit harder. Just keep practicing. Where you are today is where you are today. So try not to force it either. We don't want to pull anything. Lovely. Extend the front leg, flex the foot. The reason why I love flexing my feet when I'm stretching the hamstring is you're engaging the quadriceps here, so the front of the thighs, and by engaging the opposite muscle, you're stretching the back muscle even more. So it's a little bit more active than just holding the leg in position like this. So you really want to engage the opposite muscles. Lovely. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. Again, think about pushing the sit bones up towards the sky. Lovely. Bend the knee, remove the blocks. Step back into plank. Inhale here. On the exhale, this time we'll all the way down onto the belly. So you've got the option to drop the knees, and we're going all the way down as low as you can. Release the toes. Inhale, squeeze the glute, push the hips onto the mat, and inhale into your cobra. Shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the elbows together. And 5, exhale, push the hips back, child's pose. And downward facing dog. Let's come into some standing position here. Inhale, right leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Drop the left heel 45-degree, right knee bend. Inhale into your warrior one. Lovely. Think about bringing the left hip forward, right hip back here. So we're coming into an external rotation of the left hip. You'll feel the stretch here in the front of the left thigh. One more breath here. Lovely. Hands onto the hips, extend the right leg. And then on the exhale, we're going to fold forward from the hips here. Both legs stay straight and fold diagonally here. We're going to fold left shoulder towards the right thigh. Beautiful. You can use the blocks here to support your hands. And think about pushing the right hip back, left hip forward. Lovely. Maybe you don't need the blocks. We're going to take 5 more breaths here. Lovely. This is called pyramid pose. Last breath. Bend the front knee. Inhale the arms up. And then we're going to turn to the back of the mat. So this time, the left knee is bent, right leg extended. Warrior one, inhale here. One more breath. Lovely, hands on the hips, extend the front leg. Inhale, and on the exhale, folding from the hips towards the left leg. Right shoulder towards your left thigh. I get option to use the blocks. Nice, bend the front knee, step back into plank. Sorry, downward facing dog, and then shoot the left leg high, 3-legged dog. Lovely, step back, drop the knees, and take a quick child's pose here. 3 breaths. Lovely, come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Inhale into your crescent lunge. Lovely. Let's try and go low here with the hips. Ooh. Let's try and stay low here with the hips. So we're going to push the left heel back by extending the left leg. And then lower the hips by bending the right knee. Hands into prayer in front of the chest, left elbow onto the right thigh, and take your twist. Stay low with the hips. Try and push the hands onto each other. You've got the option to drop the back knee by either way if you're struggling with balance. Don't go falling all over the place. It's nice to challenge yourself, but you want to stay safe. Nice. From here, we're all going to drop the left knee back anyway. Then bring your arms up into a low lunge. Take a pistol grip with your hands. So we want to push the hips as far forward as you can. And I want to bring the shoulders as far back as we can. Just got a deep back bend, deep hip opener. Lovely, release your hands down. Step back into plank. And drop the knees. Take a child's pose. Lovely. Nice. Coming back into your downward facing dog. From here, inhale, left leg lifts. On the exhale, we step it through. Inhale, crash and lunge. Again, staying low with the hips. Squeeze the glute, tuck the tailbone under. 5 breaths here. Nice, hands into prayer in front of just twisting to the left, right elbow onto the left thigh. And press the thigh away from you, stay low with the hips. Option to drop the right knee down. Lovely. Drop the right knee down. Inhale, opening into your low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Pistol grip with your hand, Kali Mudra. Bring the gaze up if you can. Nice, release your hands, step back into plank. Drop the knees, child's pose. Lovely. From here, you might want to use the blocks, so keep them close to you. We're going to come in the middle of the mat, knees together. Bring the feet on the outside of the thighs here. So don't go too wide with the feet. Just on the outside of the hips is enough. You've got the option to sit on a pillow on one of your blocks if this is too intense for you. We're going to go into a recline hero pose here. So we're going to stretch hip flexor and quadriceps. It can be a little bit intense. If you have any knee injuries, you might want to skip that one. Take a child's pose instead, or happy baby, whatever feels good for you today. If not, we're going to recline. So we're going to start working the hands back. Maybe you drop onto the elbows. I like to have my hands on my feet when I do this one. And now think about tucking the tailbone under already. So we need to squeeze the glute and push the sit bones up towards the sky, engaging the thighs here, the front of the thighs. Which already should feel a quite deep stretch here. And you can stay here, or you can use the blocks to recline completely, so you can bring the back onto the ground. Make sure your head is supported as well. Oh, I'm just going to remove this for me. Or you can go onto your back completely. Now maybe you bring the arms overhead. Now think about tucking the rib cage in as well. So we're still squeezing the glute, tucking the tailbone, and think about bringing that down towards the mat. So we're trying to bring the up back onto the mat. I'm going to take 10 more breaths here. So we're staying a little bit longer with that one. Lovely. We're going to come out of this one slowly. Hands come back onto the feet. Tug the elbows under. Push onto the elbows to lift. And then lifting with a straight spine. Lovely. Bring the feet together. And then take a child's pose. Lovely. When you're ready, make your way back into your downward facing dog. This is one of my favorite stretches as well for the shins. So you get the shins, the quads, hip flexor, it's lovely. Okay, from downward facing dog. On the next inhale, right leg lift. This time we're going to bend the knee, squeeze the foot to the bum and split the hips high as you can. Lovely. Nice. On the exhale, knee to the chest. Stepping on the outside of the right hand here for a lizard. Any variation of your lizard, I just want you to keep the hips low. Try and have the hips lower than the front knee here. So that means you can stay on your hand, you can use the block, you can lift the back knee, you can drop the back knee. If you want something a little bit more gentle, you can drop on the elbows, you can lift the back knee again, whatever works. We're here for 10 breaths, so let's do 6 more breaths here. You can even bring the chest down if you can. Lovely. From here, drop the back knee, come back onto your hands. So we're both on the back knee and the hands now. And then we're going to bring the right foot to the right. Drop the right knee behind the right wrist for a pigeon pose. If you've got the blocks, you can use the block to elevate the chest, but you can also use the block for stability here. So you might want to slide a block underneath your bum. Just make sure that the hips are still square. Option 1, you stay here and work on the back bend. Squeeze the glute here to take an active stretch, sorry. So we're still actively stretching the left hip here. Now if you want to go a bit deeper, left hand goes back and we're going to grab the left foot. If you've got the foot, maybe you push it towards the bum here for a deeper stretch. You've got the option to slide the foot onto the elbow crease to take your mermaid. Or you can take your full pigeon by grabbing the toes and then twisting the elbow up towards the sky. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to stick to the quad stretch, but you do what feels good for you today. Again, like I said, sorry I keep repeating it, but listen to your body and what it wants to do today. It's nice to push a little bit, but you need to find the balance between challenging yourself and going too far and getting injuries. Lovely, release the foot. If you've got a block underneath the right glute, we're going to remove the block. Sit onto the right side here and bring the left leg forward. Left foot on the outside of the right thigh. Option to extend the bottom leg if you feel wonky. So both sets of glutes on the floor. Sit nice and tall. Inhale, right arm lift. On the exhale, we twist, hook the knee, twist to the left shoulder. One more breath here. Exhale, come back to center. Release the legs and then come and sit to the long side of the mat here. I'm going to extend the legs. Coming into our pancake pose here. Point or flex the toes. Again, like I said earlier, I like to flex my feet because I really feel like I'm engaging the quadriceps, front of the thighs. Then we're going to point the toes back and the knees back, so behind you. Now, if you want, you can use your blocks to bring your hands onto here. I like to do this because it helps me keep the back straight instead of collapsing onto the hips. So I'll put my hands onto the blocks, roll the shoulders back, and imagine that I'm trying to bring the belly button onto the ground instead of the shoulders. So I stay tall, I don't fold completely, but I feel it more into the adductors here than if I was folding forward here. And we breathe, maybe we slide forward, but again, we're not forcing it, we're not losing that, that form just for the ego to make sure that we're touching the ground. It's okay. And now see if you can squeeze the glute and really engage the quadriceps. Here we're going to lift the head, so taking an active stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands back onto the block, slide it back forward, close the legs, and then make your way into your downward facing dog. Let's reset. Come back to that long breath from the beginning. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, flex the foot, so foot to the bum, and then open the hips towards the sky. Lovely, step it forward, left foot on the outside of the left hand. Release it, any variation. Again, block, no block, back knee lifted, back knee down, elbows, hands, chest on the ground. Keep that breath long. Lovely, drop the back knee, come back onto your hands if you aren't. And then we take, I release it. Left foot to the right side, left knee to the left side. And we'll find our pigeon. Squeeze the glutes. Then maybe we take our quad stretch, right hand comes back this time, grab the right foot. Mermaid, full king pigeon. Work with what you have. Might feel different as well on that side, it's okay. Release the foot. If you have a block under, remove, sit onto the left glute, right leg comes to the front of the mat on the outside, right foot on the outside of the left thigh. Sit nice and tall. Inhale, left arm lift. And we hook the right knee and twist to the right shoulder. Stay tall here. Lovely, inhale to the center, fingertips onto the mat, bring the feet together, knees together, extend the arms forward, roll the shoulders back, lean back, coming into Navasana boat pose, 10 breaths here. Think about opening the chest towards the sky, we're not collapsing, maybe you extend the legs, ooh, I'm gonna fold, come back up, I'm gonna hold it there today. Lovely, and release onto the mat. Taking your final relaxation, Shavasana. Nice and gentle today. Making the body as heavy as you can on the mat. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana a little bit longer. I hope you like the practice. Any recommendation or anything you want to work on, let me know in the comments. I hope to see you soon.